because it doesn't at all support being honest with yourself. No, I mean, to me, to be a good friend, you need to really be able to see the person's essence as a beautiful being, but to help them be honest with themselves and realize that those things that aren't perfect are not who they really are, but that they need to be healed because they've made them real somewhere in their life, so they need to clear those illusions. You know what I mean? And to be honest, it's about being really honest.
I've always wanted that from her, but I never dared to ask. If that makes any sense. Because when I ask, it would be so edgy and...
Yeah. Because, see, she wants to see herself as that kind of a person, but she's not. She's just totally into control.
Yeah.
You know? And it's the kind of control that it's not because she's a greedy, power-hungry person. It's the kind of control that thinks, I've got to keep my realities together no matter what, you know. And it's a control that's based on, you know, fear and lack of wanting to really honestly look at her own responsibility in creating her reality. Like, it's easier to blame others, you know. If you were ever going to give her a gift, send her the ending blame tape to Lazarus.
She had a hard time listening to him.
I bet. You know, have you heard Lazarus's ending self-pity tape? Talks a lot about how people use self-pity as a manipulative tool and as a way of not being responsible and stuff. That she's just a classic person who's really stuck in that. And she uses getting other people to feel sorry for themselves as a way of kind of keeping that going too. You know. She can be a very loving, giving person. I mean, you know, it's not just black and white.
No, she could be one of the most giving people I've ever met.
Yes, I can see that. I mean, her essence is very beautiful. It's just the places that she's still stuck are intense. I still can't get that colored out. What else is there? I don't see another contract. It's a belief of your own. Okay. Cindy, would you close your eyes for a moment and ask for a picture or symbol to represent the belief that in true friendship, you always make the other person feel good. That's what I see it as being. That if you're really a friend with somebody, you don't ever say anything that's going to make them get emotional or upset in any way. You just always make them feel good. And then you know the steps to cancel and tearing violet flame it. And breathe so your body can let go too. Now I can pull the cord out. An intense little spot back there. I don't think I've ever done a chord where there was contract, programming, and a belief, all three holding it in place. I've run into chords that I couldn't pull out because something was holding it, but boy, you guys have a strong karmic connection.
I met her in high school. cutting class, she was smoking a cigarette.
There's a past life where you both went through some real traumatic experiences early on and ran off together and joined a nunnery, but agreed to never tell anybody about the things that had happened to you. So there was this past life contract about secretiveness and protecting each other. And you need to bring that contract too.
We've had one other one too.
Mm-hmm. You've had more than that.
Yeah.
You've been around with her a lot. Good. As you're burning that past life contract, there's this whole layer of energy all the way down your back that's just peeling off. Yeah, this past life contract was sort of a misery loves company contract in a way. Excuse me. Just turn this off and go. Now, say Anne's name for me one more time.
Anne Elizabeth Graham.
Like all of us supposed to work on her right now. And then say your mom's name.
Doris Jane McMillan.
I'm just supposed to work on pulling your mother's energy out of your cells right now. It's just, it's so thick. I think I'm going to do this with hands-on healing. What I'd like you to do is to put your head at that end of the table and your feet here. And I'm just going to start running some energy through your feet to kind of go up through your cells and clear your mom's energy out. Is that comfortable?
Mm-hmm. I started massage school.
Uh-huh.
And then I hurt. I hurt to where I didn't think I could hurt. My muscles.
When did you start that?
Last week.
Nice.
Oh, it's fun.
You get to get worked on too.
That's fun.
Say your mom's name one more time.
Doris Jane McMillan.
Your feet are so cold.
They
Do you like garnet, Cindy?
Garnet?
Mm-hmm. It's a stone.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I'm going to show it to you later. It's the color I'm being told to use to clear your mom out of your body. And it's a color that helps you be in self-affinity and self-worth and self-love. It's kind of a deep red burgundy color stone. It would particularly be good for you to wear garnet as a necklace, because for a lot of people it's more of a stone for grounding and lower chakras, but for you it's very much about your heart chakra and actually works with your second too, but it's more of a heart chakra color. How's that feeling?
Calming.
Mm-hmm. Your body just loved it, didn't it?
Tingly all over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you just turn and put your head on this end.
My ears are ringing again. My ears have been ringing for a year.
Mm. Oh, I'm going to need you in the back, and I'm going to have to take this away. And then my hands. Right under. I'm going to do the healing. Again, let my head guide you. Now just let your head go. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can have a long silent part in the tape. But I'm leaving it on in case something comes up while I'm doing this that we need to talk about.
Okay. Yep, I understood.
hands-on work brought some more programming out to the surface that I need to clear. Programming is programming that you've programmed yourself with. And it has to do, it sounds, as I'm saying it, it sounds familiar, so we may have worked on other aspects of this issue before, but this actually just sort of popped to the surface when I was doing the healing. It's you programming yourself that kind of like early in life, believing that things had gone too far for you to ever be really happy or to ever really, it's like programming yourself, well, things have gone too far, I'm really not going to make it in this life, so I'm just going to have to focus on survival and keeping the fears to a minimum. And so it sets a basic precedence in your life of anything you go to do, your first priority would have to be to keep fear to a minimum or to suppress it because things have gone too far for you to really shine and be who you are. And it's time for that programming to go. You programmed yourself with that to keep you from ever getting your hopes up so much because you felt like if you ever really got your hopes up for anything again, it would just destroy you. So it's like, why build yourself up for disappointment and disillusionment all the time? Just don't expect much and you'll be alright. You know? Have you been aware of that kind of thinking at times? I'd like you to just close your eyes and get us like one big picture that can represent that. And kind of breathe and feel it, cancel, tear, and bow, flame it, and I'm going to erase the program. Cindy, say your full name for me once.
Cynthia Renee Gillisan.
Alright, that's much better. Cindy, you remember the thing about bringing the silver cord of the higher self in through the crown? Mm-hmm. And then bringing the energy into your body from that? Would you do that right now? I want to just watch and see how that's going. That's what I'm being told to do next. there's a belief that's keeping this from fully anchoring, and it's right above your crown. And it's a belief that if you ever try to become fully spiritually connected, that you'll be punished for it. And I keep seeing all these past life things of times when you I see these past lives where you would meet these like spiritually enlightened beings, or these teachers who were able to teach you something more than what you were brought up with, and I see you getting really excited about it and then being punished for it. And so the belief that's across here has a lot of pain in it. I'm going to clean out the pain. What I need you to do is get a picture symbol for the belief is that if I try to really connect directly with God or with Spirit, I'll just get punished for it. You know, either Lucifer will try to punish me, or people will try to punish me, but that there's just this wide genre of ways in which I could be harmed and punished if I really try to connect in. Let me know when you're finished with it. And then just continue bringing in the silver cord again and see if it'll anchor a little more. Can you feel the difference?
Yeah, I'm not so wobbly.
Yeah, it's starting to anchor now. When you first started to bring it in, it was just like there were all these past life, just violent scenes and images of the devil and stuff. Then I cleaned all that out, and then this belief system. So I want you to just hold that, and then what have you been doing after you bring the silver cord in? Describe to me what your process has been with that.
When I bring it in, I'll usually bring it into the ground.
So you do bring it down through the center of your body in the tube of light? Okay, go on and do that now and let me see that. I want to see the whole thing. Well, actually, some is already running all the way through. When you hear me flicking my fingers, there's just, as you're doing this, I'm just cleaning things out that are keeping it from going deeper. And then let it kind of overflow out the front and back of your heart chakra. There's a belief system stuck in your heart, and it connects with past lives and this life both too. It's about, well, really what it says is kind of like, well, you know, who am I to think that I've got a higher connection? You know, it's like, who am I to think that I have something about me that people would see as beautiful? Who am I to think that I have a divine essence? You know, it's like, it's, do you understand that attitude? Mm-hmm. So I'd like you to get a picture symbol for that. It's like, I'm nobody, don't kid yourself, you know.
It actually has its own voice.
It does, very much so.
I did that and on top of my head just went
It opened up more. Now I'd like you to run it out the front and back of your heart again. I want to see how that looks. I feel a lot of your determination in there now. It's like, well, of course I deserve this energy. Of course that. How did that feel?
good. The pain went away.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a sharp, sticking pain.
Mm-hmm. Self-judgment can do it. Now I'd like you to run it out the front and back of your throat chakra. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, let your chin open some too. There's a lot of old stuff stuck in there around fear of expressing yourself and fear of being punished for it. But you need to just run that higher self energy and let it run through. I'm going to just watch you do that. And as you're running that energy, just stay tuned in, keep your eyes closed, just kind of go into a meditative place, and just start affirming, I am safe to express myself. What I think and feel is important. I'm safe to express what I think and feel. And the other one I get that you need to say to yourself, and you, out loud or silently, whichever one works, is, just so you can keep that energy flowing through there, is, I have emotions, but I am not my emotions. I have experiences, but I am not my experiences. I am that which never dies. I am always light. I am always truth. I am always loving and being loved. I am that essence which is divine. All else is experience. I am not those experiences.